Okay, girl, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chrissy. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I will be going over the fragrances that I picked up for my birthday. So if you want to see what I got, keep watching. Okay, girl, so like I said, I picked up some fragrances for my birthday earlier in the month of October. I actually picked them up in London. I did have one of them shipped to me back home. Let's see. Every birthday, as of late, I try to get a fragrance as a gift to myself because I love fragrances. So I'm like, okay, let me get something for my birthday that will commemorate or just be a gift to me. And every time I wear it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got this one when I turn 30, when I turn 35, whatever the case may be. So I picked up about 6 fragrances. It may sound like a lot, but when you see them, you'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Or maybe it doesn't, and that's okay as well. So we're gonna get right into it. I do not want this to be a long, drawn out video. So let's get into the first fragrance. The first one is going to be the one that I actually will call my birthday fragrance. It is Jean Paul Gaultier Divine. And if you know anything about Jean Paul, the bottles are immaculate. I love the creativity, the body physique, or just the model of the body as the fragrance bottle. I was watching, oh goodness, I'm not gonna remember her name right now, I'm drawing a blank, on TikTok, and she was in London and she was doing like her daily London vlog, and she was like, I picked up this fragrance, it's an exclusive at Harrods and it smells good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out when I get to Harrods. So here is the bottle. As you can tell, I have already dipped into it. I will say, like, the spray, you get a lot of spray with the atomizer. So I've only worn it twice and it's already down there. And I did not overspray this because I won't say a little bit goes a long way, but a few sprays and you're like good for the day. I did pair it the second time with Prada Peridot. I did pair that together and it was like chef's kiss in my opinion. But anyway, let me go back a little bit. So spent some time in London. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for this fragrance. Went to Harrods and they have this section, if you will, in Harrods called like Perfume Row. And it is just all types of fragrance houses, niches, some designer fragrances as well. But it was some that I have never smelled before, had seen it online, but just had to kind of blind buy because they were not at any local department stores in my area. So anyway, just wanted to get that little bit of story. But this, oh girl, this is good. It is a floral gourmand. To me, it's very like sophisticated. I could see myself like truly wearing this at work. I could see myself wearing this on a date night. I'm trying to pull up the notes for you guys, but this to me is like, it's kind of creamy in a sense. It's really good. Some of the notes are patchouli, lily, jasmine, ylang ylang, berry, bergamot, musk. It smells so good. In my opinion, it is blind buy worthy, but I was over there, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick it up. And I don't think it has made its way to the States yet. Do not hold me to that, but I do not think this is, because when I was in Harrods, it did have like exclusive in front of this particular fragrance. Y'all, look at this bottle. Can you just get back into it? It is so good. I love it. And the longevity is pretty good. Like I said, the first time I wore it by itself and it was still in my like top the next day. So I would say maybe like 6 to 8 hours. I will tell you, I did have on like body butter, so it helped kind of penetrate and kind of keep that scent going throughout the day. It definitely lingered in my clothes. I'm okay with this being my birthday scent. Like, I'm totally fine. I'm not like, oh, boo-hoo. No, this is really good. If you can get your hands on it, girl, I would say yes. The good thing about Jean Paul Gaultier, in my opinion, it is affordable compared to some other ones that I may, talk about in this one. This one is very affordable. I want to say I paid for this size, I paid $90, US dollars, obviously, on this one. Then I got my cousin a bigger one, and it was like $120. So Also, there was another fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier called Scandal. I was gonna grab that one. I am going to get it. Actually ordered off the website. They had discount, like buy something, you get like a free bag. It had like a bunch of little things and you get free samples. So if you wanna just go straight to the website, that's always an option if you wanna pick this up. But this is good, good. I'm not wearing it today, but I definitely think I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. It smells really good. So anyway, Jean Paul Gaultier Divine. So the next one, a little bit of a backstory. I've been going for a little while, so I'm rambling, okay? So my nephew wanted to go to this like urban store and like check out some shoes and some clothes and things like that. So I was like, okay, we can all like go together, no big deal. Like spend the day kind of shopping and perusing the streets of London, still in London. I go into the store and I see the Diptyque line, the candles, the, you know, perfume. I'm like, okay, I've kind of heard about the candles here and there, but seeing a few people have the fragrance, nothing like consistent as I have been like, you know, looking at different fragrance gurus. I go smell this particular fragrance and it stops me in my tracks, in my opinion. And well, it did. In my opinion, it's a fact. It stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, okay, it's not on my list because I always have like a fragrance list when I travel and I want to smell something that I, like I said, don't have in department stores and I don't really want to blind buy it. I kind of just keep it. And then when I get somewhere, look and see if they have it and smell it. Anyway, not part of the story, but I did not have this particular fragrance on my list. So I was like, well, I'm not going to like really worry about it. I'll just add it to my list. And then, you know, later on in the months, I'll order it because I know how it smells, took a picture of it and everything. I left the store and I thought about the fragrance again. And I was like, okay, maybe it's a sign. So I was just like, whatever. It's a sign that I need to order it. Kind of went about my day. We leave London heading back to the States. And we are checking in at the airport and we go through, obviously, like all the counters where they got all these fragrances, tax-free, all that, right? Duty-free. So I get around the corner and I see Diptyque and I'm like, you gotta come home with me. Like you just have to come home with me. So it did, it actually did. I picked it up in the airport and it is Diptyque Doson. Doson, I think that's how you pronounce that. Some of the notes in this are iris, rose, tuberose, pink pepper, and musk. To me, this gives like signature scent. Like it gives me it's light, it's airy, it's nothing like, it's not a heavy hitter, but it's so different. It's nothing that I have in my collection. For me personally, I think I would wear this more in the daytime and more like at work. It is definitely like a crowd pleaser. It's not gonna give anyone a headache. It gives me boss, like a very like subtle, like that quiet luxury type of just mentality when I think about it because it's not a heavy hitter at all. I went on TikTok after I purchased it. Definitely did that in the wrong order. People were talking about it, raving about it, saying like, yep, it's really good. They love it. It's a part of their everyday. It's their signature scent. And I can see how that could be the case. It's just, it has also orange flower, African orange flower. I don't have anything with orange flower in my collection, but I love it. I'm glad I picked it up. Like I said, I would have ordered it. I'm actually wearing this today and it is performing very well on my skin. I have been outside, out to eat, all those things, and it is still standing the test of time. So yes, and I also love the bottle. I think it's very nice and something you can put like on your dresser or just out in the open, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. So yes, love this one. Okay, so I started the video and I was like, you know, I have 6 fragrances. Well, they're not all like the same size. I was in, oh God, I'm drawing a blank, like Galeries Lafayette in Paris. I know I'm butchering the name. Champs-Élysées. I am drawing a blank on the actual name, but in Paris. And I was walking around because if you have been before, you know, like the first floor is full of their beauty and fragrances. Their beauty and fragrances, period. So I go over to Creed and I'm like, okay, I want to see, you know, I have a few things, Royal Princess Oud. I have Silver Mountain, which is more of a male fragrance. I have the oil. I actually like that. That's another story for another day. But I was looking at Windflowers, and I was like, dang, I really like that. I also like Love and White. Those two are on my list. And I was like, first of all, I'm not buying both of these today. Just not gonna do it, okay? Don't care, get somebody else to do it. So as I'm like spraying it, and I told the guy, I'm like, well, let me like decide if it's gonna be Windflowers or Love and White, and I'll be back. He probably thought like, girl, you're not coming back. I hear that all the time. He said, well, what about, you know, we have a set, like a travel set, if you will, with 3 of them, and those 2 are in there plus a vintage for her. So I just have like a small Creed of vintage for her bottle, if you will. More like just like a spray that you can just slide in your purse. So I was like, oh, okay, but let me just like see it. And the price of it was even less than, you know, actual bottle. So I was like, okay, I just gotta get it. I can't really say no. This is how they look. Again, the first one is a vintage for her. This is Love and White, and then Windflowers. I'll start with Windflowers. The notes are jasmine, orange blossom, a little bit of tuberose, and then some of the base notes is iris, sandalwood, and praline. I mean, what else do you want me to say? My like camera just died, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I was actually rambling anyway. The last thing I was talking about was Creed, all 3 of the fragrances that I picked up that I'm excited to wear and add to my collection. Let me know what you have, if you have any of these, if you're actually pairing them with anything. I would love to hear that, or what other fragrances you have from these brands so that I can add them to my collection as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. I would love to have you. Okay, girl. Talk to you later.